So I have a lot of vivid dreams all the time, but this last night's was really, really, really weird. And so I thought I would share it. And if anybody wants to try to interpret it, go right ahead, but good luck. So I was a construction worker, and it was just me and one other guy. And we were on the job site, and we were excavating a little portion of land so that we could put like some foundation work in, or like a pillar for the structure of the building we were working on. And we reached some bones. Anyways, we had a job foreman on the site, and the foreman came to us and he said, "Don't tell anybody about this." And he started freaking out about it because, you know, if the local authorities found out that we had found skeletons of some unknown thing on the property, then the job site would be shut down and we might not be able to continue the project. So he had us cover it up with a blanket because he said, you could see the bones from up in the sky and all this juju. And anyways, he started going a little bit, um, yeah, the job foreman did. And so me and the other construction worker kept working on the job, and uh, we kept, kept at it. And the weather started changing radically. And we're like inside this little shed working on some of the construction work in there. And, outside it was like pooling up and flooding because all the rain and like thunder and storms and stuff like that. And so I walk outside and I see that the job foreman with like construction paint, he had went around the whole job site and he was writing everywhere, "I have Enoch. I have Enoch." Enoch. And he was writing this all over the place, all over the ground, all over the walls. And he had brought a big old picture of Jesus and hung it up. And then, so we had like stumbled across some like Indian burial ground that had like possessed him or something like that. And and then he like climbed up on top of the building that we were constructing, and he wrote on the side of it, "I am Malthazar." And he wrote it in big old letters. And then my coworker looked at me and he's like, "Dude, something is up." He's like, "We need to cut what we're doing right now and get, we need to help this guy out or something." Because by this time, the whole property was flooding because of the rain and everything like that. And so everything was just all haywire. And, we had found more bones that we had dug up and stuff like that. But now our job site had "I have Enoch" written all over it. A big old picture of Jesus that was like standing on like a platform. And our job foreman had spray painted all over the side of our building that said, "I am Malthazar." And so then he climbed to the top of the building and he was like possessed by this Malthazar thing or whatever it was. And then there was a bunch of spikes all over the ground that he had like set up, the job foreman had set up. And my coworker climbed up after him because it looked like he was going to jump. And so the foreman was walking over towards the edge and he goes to jump. And as he goes to jump off, I'm like getting in ready position to like go, and I'm looking at myself from like the third point of view here. Like I'm outside of my body, like looking at myself, but I'm getting ready to like jump and knock him out of the way so that he doesn't hit the spikes that he like set up to kill himself with, like down and below on the ground. So yeah, kind of really weird, it's like we discover some ancient big old bones, and then the job foreman's like, "Don't tell anybody, hide them all, because we'll get a shutdown." And then all of a sudden he gets possessed by some spirit, starts writing scripture all over the place, comes up with, the words Enoch, and he brings a big old statue of Jesus there and writes Malthazar on the wall, and then tries to kill himself. And then I wake up like right as he like jumps. But I have vivid dreams like every night, but this one was really strange, and I remembered it quite vividly, so I thought I would just reiterate it. And if you want to try to interpret it, go ahead. But good luck. Have a good day, everybody that enjoyed this little story this morning.